Good morning, good morning, good morning to you and you and you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So nice to see you too. I don't know. They just came in my mind. I thought I'd try it. Hi, welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim, and this is my podcast all about knitting and spinning and dyeing of yarn, all of which I do from my home right here outside of Lima, Ohio. I live here with my beautiful, handsome, lovely husband, Randy, my lovely father-in-law, Ronald, Ronald's cat, Tommy, my cat, Purdy Cassandra, and my puppy dog, Ginger. She's not a puppy, but she'll always be a puppy to me. Um, how are all of you today? I hope you're doing well. Today is June 16th, and this is episode number 215. Now, you can find me on the internet as Naturally Kim's Knitting on YouTube, WordPress, Blogger. I guess that's it. YouTube, Blogger. Oh, and Facebook. On Ravelry, I've got my own account, which is NapiersKnits, and then we have a podcast group called Naturally Kim's Knitting, where you can enter wonderful knit-alongs and just chat with good people. I apologize. Sorry about that. My hubby came home for lunch, and Puppy has to announce it to everybody. So let's see if I can remember where I am. I was talking about, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, that on Ravelry we have a podcast group. Yes, I did. I remember talking about that. On Instagram, you can find me as Knit and Kim. I'm sorry about that. I can't get my wound to stay covered and everything else. I'm sorry. Let's see. Oh, this is a good time to put this in. Tobias and Genevieve, if you want to do a video with me, you'll have to wait a little bit longer today because Grandma has to go to physical therapy at 3 o'clock. There. I wanted to put that in there because they start watching it and then they want to talk to me, so they do a video chat with me. And if I'm not going to be home, that just isn't going to work. I guess I could take my phone with me to physical therapy and they could see what I do there, but occupational therapy, not physical therapy. I had my occupational therapist talk with me about this. Now, I talked about why you should have a Ravelry, be a part of our Ravelry podcast group. Well, we are having 2 knit-alongs, one of them which starts fresh every month, and that's a finished object knit-along. Now, when you finish the object, you take a picture of it, and you go to this thread, and you post it, and you put down the name of the pattern if you have it, because we all like to, hopefully add it to our want-to-do lists. Since this is one for this month, I close the thread on July 1st. Then I use random number generator, and I pick a winner. Now, if I have from 1 to 10 entries, I draw 1 winner. 1 to 20, I draw 2 winners. 1 to 30, you get the idea. 3 winners, and so on. What are the prizes, you say? Well, you can get any giftable pattern for up to $10 in value. It has to be giftable, though. You can pick a $10 Amazon gift card, or you could pick a $10 KnitPicks gift card, which you can then use through my links on Blogger and WordPress. In fact, I'm going to see if I could put a link on Ravelry. I did it last week. I'm not sure if I can put it on YouTube. If I can, it'll be there too. I'm an affiliate with KnitPicks. And if you use your KnitPicks card and purchase through that link, I get a couple pennies. Not a lot of pennies, but a few pennies. And that will help. That's going to be going towards prizes and things. Now, just so you know, people are using it. I am so tickled pink because I have $25 in there right now. I cannot draw on it until it's 50. But I have $25 in there right now. I cannot wait. I can use it for postage. I can use it for gifts or prizes, giveaways, all kinds of things, just so you know. So anyways, yeah, that's for the finished object knit along. Those of you who are new, I apologize. I do like to talk a lot. We have another knit along going on, and this came from, I took, ideas for knit alongs probably a year and a half ago, and somebody suggested that we do a knit along in a certain color. I don't think I've had any entries in this yet, because there is actually a random color generator out there, and I used it, and it picked the color red. So this is a 2-month knit along. All you have to do is knit something, and the majority of the pattern has to be in red. Kind of like my Shakespeare in Love sweater, which is all red. If I ever get it finished, you will see it. The stitching of it, I've not got strength back in my arm. I can do some movements, but don't have strength in it. So I could do a couple stitches and then I'm done. Anyways, so the majority of your item has to be in red. You have 2 months to finish it, so by August 1st, and you post it onto the Ravelry thread for knitting in red. I don't know, when I saw red, the song Lady in Red from way back when came to my mind, and I just thought knitting in red. Okay, so the prizes for that, and once again, you can please put a pattern name, and you can poly dip with it. You can put it in the finished object for July or for June or July, or if other people's rules allow it, you can put it in there. The prizes. Now, I want to make sure I remember everything. Once again, any giftable pattern up to $10. An Amazon or KnitPicks $10 gift card, or 2 at a time knitting socks. Sorry, 2 at a time socks. I like this book. I mean, it gives you techniques and everything. I used to do all my socks 2 at a time. I now start them 2 at a time, but I usually convert them to 2 needles in. I'm just showing you a couple of the patterns that are in here. I love the patterns. I just know I don't have time to do them. In my life, my life will end someday, and, why have all these books around? And I know some of you are worried about postage. Oh, I will tell you, I will clean the book before I send it to you. Not that we have COVID in our house, but So, anyways, this is one. And if you're worried about postage, please don't be. Because if I don't send this to you, I send it to somebody else. And then I still have to pay postage. I'd like to send it to one of my friends on this podcast. So, that's why I include the books in my prizes. If I couldn't afford the postage, I wouldn't put a book in or other items in. So, okay? Okay, what is on my needles? This first thing, I cannot show you the item itself because it is a pattern test. So I am just going to show you it from my little project bag. And there. Just so you can't really see what it is. The pattern is by RowRow and Kades. I think it's Kades, or it could be Katie's. And this is a pattern test, so I can't show you the hat, but I am on the crown right now, and I cannot wait. It is beautiful. For some reason, I don't understand. Decreasing is harder on my shoulder than knitting or anything else, that knit-wise. I don't know. But, oh, and if you've watched the podcast long enough, you might recognize the yarn, because this was my, I think this was just Genevieve yarn. because I did it in reds and pinks. Or reds and purples, I'm sorry. She loves red, pink, and purple, which, you know, when the red broke, there was some pink in there too. So this was the last I had of her yarn. And so I'm very happy I'm making this hat out of it. And it will probably go to Chemo Kids. I have to let my husband do the softness test and see if he thinks it's going to be soft enough for a Chemo Kids head. I think it is, but I could be prejudiced. Okay, then I have, oops, sorry about that. It doesn't want to be shown. These are my soup kitchen socks that I'm doing. And, you know, I like to knit while I bounce my Pilates ball. Well, these have become my go-to socks because they're straight knitting. It's harder to do a pattern when you're bouncing on the Pilates ball. So, if you remember, I started out with this chroma twist yarn from KnitPicks, and it's just scraps. But this one I've got to the point where I'm ready for the cuff. I kind of like it. And this is also the same skein of chroma, but only it was farther along in the skein. And this one I've actually started a couple rows of the cuff. And it has to be in a different color than what I've used because I ran out of those colors. I used them until I ran out. What can I say? That is part of the purpose of these socks. Plus, also, the main purpose, of course, is to help people at the soup kitchen and the homeless shelters, to help keep their feet a little bit toastier. Then I have decided who these socks are going to finally, but I cannot say because they might possibly be watching the podcast. And so I don't want to give away a Christmas gift. You know. However, sorry about that. I needed a place to put that needle the other day, so I just stuck it in the yarn. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see the pattern. It's just triangles. Knit triangles, but I'm not sure if you can see them. Maybe? Yeah, the triangles, ouch. Tracy, if you're seeing that, I just moved my shoulder wrong. Tracy's my occupational therapist. She said she's going to watch this sometime. I don't know if she will or not, but that's okay. She's busy. You can't see the triangles as well on that one. Anyways, I know they're there. They're a Christmas gift. And since it's such a simple pattern, I wasn't planning on publishing it. If you think I should, I will. But, you know, it's a very simple pattern. As far as getting, oh, I did get one thing new. I forgot that I ordered. It came yesterday, but I don't have it handy. So, yeah, I put it over there with my yarn stash. But it was some pretty, Felici from KnitPicks. I got it from eBay, but it was very pretty. Let's see. Oh, and one of the things I can't show you yet because I haven't put into a skein yet. But way back when I started spinning some. Oh, it was my Shetland wool, some of my Shetland wool, and some nylon. I think that's all I put in it. And I had to stop spinning because I couldn't move my arm in the right way. Yesterday, I was able to start spinning. So I have finished spinning it, the singles, and I'm in the process of applying it right now. I had to stop because my spindle got full, and so I've got to, I'm probably going to have to do 2 skeins, but that's okay. I can't show it to you yet, though, because it's still on the wheel, and the wheel's back there. And I don't think I want to lift it up and bring it over, so I'm sorry. I don't lift up that many things yet. Okay, that's everything that's on my needles. I didn't finish anything this week. I thought I was going to finish the hat, but like I said, for some reason, decreasing is harder on my shoulder than anything else. And so I'm taking it until my shoulder's telling me stop. Then I get up and I do some of my exercises. And then I go back to knitting something else. I could go back to doing it, but I just feel like I know it's going to get me again. So, okay. Well, time to chat. I know you're saying, that's all you do is chat. I know. I know. I'm sorry. But I do like to talk. And you guys, even though I've never met many of you face to face, I still feel like you're my friends. And I look forward to this time of talking every week. Hey, my camera didn't bounce when I moved my legs that time. I'm sorry I don't have any new pics of my grandchildren this week to put in the video. You'll have to just look at their beautiful faces from previous pics. I don't know. My daughter hasn't sent any new ones lately. I don't know. I tried to take them while I was video chatting the other day, but they didn't turn out. So my grandkids move around too much. And whenever they're running, well, I shouldn't say that. Genevieve will point the camera at her face. But Tobias, I usually see the ceiling. He's running around with me. So, you know, I don't always get really good pictures, but hey. And good news about my occupational therapy, caught myself that time. It's down to 2 times a week. And I think it's on the 30th, I go back and see my doctor, and that should be my last occupational therapy time. Unless my doctor tells me something different and approves it with the insurance. Because the insurance only allows me 20 times, and that will be 20 on the 30th. So anyways, in this crazy world right now, how are you guys doing? I was so appreciative of the responses that I got from people that took me serious last week and let me know how they were doing. I think about you guys quite a bit. I pray for you guys quite a bit because, like I said, even though I've never met many of you face to face, I still feel like you're my friends. And I do worry and I do care for you. And there's a lot of scary out there right now between, well, you know what's going on out there. I don't want to get on a soapbox. Let's see. My daughter's blog, she hasn't put a new entry in this past week. She must be busy because they're able to like walk to the library and things like that now, and they're not busy as far as kids' classes yet because the kids aren't in any classes as far as I know right now. But they do take walks whenever they can, and then the kids are playing with their neighborhood friends, which is nice. So I like that they're keeping busy. But I do miss pictures. And I checked every day on her blog, and there hasn't been anything since the Finding a Balance that was on last week. If you want to link to that, like I talked about last week, it's excellent, excellent. I say this, and I sound like a proud mother. I am a proud mother. I love my daughter's writing, but this, I think this would have been a blog I would have read from start to finish regardless. So if you're interested in finding her blog, it's Mohr's Adventures, MOHR apostrophe S, Adventures in World Schooling. Last week I couldn't remember the whole thing. This week I did. Okay, then let's see. I already talked about those things. Oh, as you know, I am an affiliate with KnitPicks. I mentioned that earlier. And because of that, I also like to mention what's on sale. They're still having their sweet sweater savings. 10 or more skeins of cotton yarn. And I believe their cotton blend is included in that. At least it was at the beginning of the sale. And you can receive $10 off that order. Then they also have their bare yarn, which I wish I knew ahead of time what they were selling, because I bought some bare yarn from them, and I didn't buy 20 skeins, but still, if you buy 20 skeins of bare yarn, you can get a 15% discount. And their bare yarn is, I mean, if you've worked with any of their yarn, their bare yarn is just the same, only you can dye it yourself, or you can use it plain. I like to use Kool-Aid dyes or food colors. So, you know, but everybody's different. And let's see, I haven't done anything new with the yarn that they sent me for being an influencer. I will as soon as I get one of the projects I'm working on done. Because I'm not really planning on, well, actually, I thought about using some of the sock yarn and making a shawl. So I might start that soon. Otherwise, I do have book reviews. If you go to Reading, Writing, and So Much More, um, I did put a few book reviews in there. One was a children's book. And then I just wrote, I've been reading. Even though typing was difficult for me, I've been reading a lot. And so it was time to catch up on some of these book reviews. And I was going to do one a day until I got caught up. Well, something happened Friday. Didn't do Friday. Something happened Saturday, I think. Didn't do it Saturday. I was going to do one Sunday, which I don't like to do. But after church and everything, it was like, no. I don't like to work on Sunday, so I'm not going to do one on Sunday. So I've only got maybe 3, maybe 4, but I think 3. So anyways, I think that's it. I can't think of anything else that's going on. Physical therapy this afternoon. I did put, in case you're wondering, the pictures I put at the beginning are my flowers and my garden as they have changed in the past week. It's kind of a chronicle for myself, plus you guys can see what's going on with our plants. So at this point, I'm going to go out and take some pictures of my plants, and then I'll come back in and I will see about getting this all ready to go out to you guys. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great, great week. I hope that all of your projects are successful. I hope you don't have any mistakes, but if you do, I hope they're little ones that are easy to correct. I love you all. I have to do this left-handed. Big, big hugs. You take care of yourselves, love each other, and God's blessings. See you next week. Bye-bye.